I only have a couple of days to edit the video that you're watching right now. Now I have all my footage filmed, but the main thing that I need to do is the assembly of the edit, the music, the graphics, everything that you see going forward is going to be brand new and done in the next 2 days. So this is how we're going to get that done. So I'm actually going to be following along with the tips that are suggested in this video while I make the video. So here's a video about editing fast while I edit fast. Looks good. I could spend hours in the editing room, and I do for the most part. We make these videos weekly, so we need to make sure that our pipeline is working and fully functional and obviously organized. I want to share my tips with you so you can actually go out there and create as much content as possible. But before we get into it, if you could like this video and subscribe if you're not already. Every week we do a new tutorial on tips and techniques that you can use for content creation and filmmaking, all while using our free editor, HitFilm. Let's get into the video. Our first tip isn't the most exciting, but it is the most necessary. File management. If you're making long form content, then you're going to have multiple things from audio to footage and assets along the way. The best way to avoid having a messy project is to organize them into folders. Everything from audio to composite shots and footage. Having them all tucked away into separate folders is going to make your project a lot easier to navigate through, but this doesn't just stop in HitFilm. Having a good file structure in your computer is also going to help. For example, if I need to share my project with Javert, the best way for him to find stuff and add to it is by having a good, well-organized file structure. But to save you even more time, down in the description of this video, we have provided you a template folder. So this is the standard template that we use for all our projects. Simply copy or duplicate the folder, give it a rename to the title of your project, or maybe call it Dave, and then you're ready to get started. And you even have a HitFilm file that you can use as a default to open up and have all your folders ready. It's just our little gift to you. Your time matters, and if you're creating content, then we want to help speed up your workflow. Color coding layers. We already know that we can set colors to certain layers, but did you know that you can set a default color to a certain type of layer? By color coding certain layers, you can navigate easily with just one simple glance. And it also makes your timeline look a lot prettier. By each layer is a colored square, and by clicking this brings up the menu. If we head into edit, you can set the default color per format. So lights can be yellow, media can be green, and point layers can be red. Point is, you can customize and create a color code that works for you, saving you valuable time while editing and creating the effects. If you're developing a certain look or style, such as 8mm film, presets are a huge help. Once you've added a few effects to your work and like the look of, highlight each of the effects and right-click and create a new preset. Give it a good name and save it. In the effects window, they'll be down at the bottom under presets. And if you're really tight on time, then you can save this to your favorites to have it at the top of the effects window. This now means that you can drag that preset onto any clip or image and it'll automatically have all those effects. Guys, we are on schedule. I think that we're gonna get it done today. And my timeline is looking pretty good. I would say that, the only thing stopping me is that all these big hefty files are now starting to slow me down. I wonder if there's a way that I could swap them out for something a little bit more digestible. He says, setting up the next tip. Proxies. If you're recording your footage in anything above HD, you're going to want to use proxies. The files for high-res footage can be quite chunky, and the result can be a very slow computer. To keep things moving forward, HitFilm has the ability to create proxies. Proxies are low-res copies of your footage that you can toggle between to view and play back faster. To create a proxy, right-click the asset in the media panel and go down to Proxies. HitFilm offers two varieties of proxies, one for performance and the other for quality. The progress wheel indicates how far along it is in creating the proxy. Once that's completed, you'll have a faster playback and still have footage that you can apply all your effects onto. Shortcuts. It may not seem like much, but having your best tools right at your fingertips is going to be a huge help. All those little moments add up, The keyboard shortcuts editor can be accessed at File, Options, and then clicking into the Shortcuts tab. In here, you can get familiar with all the shortcuts HitFilm has to offer and even customize and create your own shortcuts. Project output size. This one takes a little bit of forward planning, but knowing where you're going to upload your video is going to save you a lot of hassle. For example, this video is recorded in 4K, but we're going to be uploading it at 1080p onto YouTube. We can amend and alter the size of our project by going to the gear icon besides the timeline. Our footage will still have the same quality, but will need to be scaled down to fit the frame of HD. To quickly reframe your footage, highlight all your clips, right-click, and under Transform, go to Fit to Frame. And finally, grading at the very end of your project with a grade clip layer. Whether you're interested in color grading or that preset that we made earlier, using a grade clip can affect multiple clips all at once. Rather than copying and pasting the same effects again and again and again, doing it onto one grade clip can save you so much time. For grade clips, I cannot tell you how many times I had to copy and paste certain effects and then realize I needed to change something. We've talked about color correction before, but once you've made it through the steps, apply a grade clip and extend it over your entire project. Now you can apply a color grade or a LUT and it'll tie everything together quite nicely. And if you need to change anything, then it's only going to be the one time. Right, okay. Woo, that was so many tips. That's all I have for you today, guys. I really do hope that you've managed to take away something from this. Coffee may speed up my editing, but in the long scheme of things, it's not really going to help me out for long. What can help though is subscribing to this channel. If you found just one of these tips helpful, then please do like this video and subscribe if you're not already. About 75% of the people watching this video aren't subscribed. So if you're not already, what are you doing? Come on, hit that button, it's free. So don't miss out, come on. If there's something that you use to speed up your workflow, then let us know in the comment section. We'd love to hear from you about what you do differently. And I'll see you in the next video.